guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Matcha with Mo and I am Monique. Thank you so much guys for coming and joining me today. In today's video, what we're going to be discussing is 5 tips that I'm going to be sharing with you in how to keep your budget on a monthly basis or weekly or whatever, but just 5 tips to keep your budget. Now for the persons who are new, welcome to my space. I am Monique. I am from Jamaica and this is my channel Matcha with Mo, where I share tips and tricks about financial health, mental health, physical health, spiritual health, all them kind of stuff, dairy health, because this is a self-care channel and we're not talking about just the regular hair care and them something there. We're talking about wholesome everything self-care. So if you're interested in those kind of videos, then you just keep on watching. So yes guys, as you know, Matcha with Mo, I am going back to basics and today I have my matcha in my little bottle here. I have some matcha ice. Well, I'm going to get into this whole matcha ice on my other channel, Petite Squares, but I have matcha ice, I have some matcha powder, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some water and I'll just pour it in my cup. Well, let's call this here bottle, probably about that amount, and then you just put on the lid like that and check. And this is your easy matcha drink. So this is something that I will just drink on the go, like if I'm like, you know, I need to just get some stuff done because like I have school this evening, so I need to be focused because I've been getting so tired for the last few days, and I decided that, you know what, for school this evening I'm going to ensure that I have my matcha because I can't afford to fall asleep in class and I can't afford to lack any form of focus. So this is our matcha break. You see it green and nice? Oh my gosh, let's drink. Oh wow, this actually tastes good. Hold on. You know what it is? Okay, this is cold water and the matcha ice, it has like maple syrup in it, so it's not sweet, you know, but it has like a little hint of something, you know, and this tastes really refreshing. I'm not gonna lie. Almost done already. But yes guys, let us get into this video. So if you haven't subscribed yet guys, remember, just subscribe to the channel. No matter, you know, watch the video and don't subscribe, just press subscribe. It's free, so just subscribe. And also please do like this video. So just like, comment down below if you have any comments that you want to share, and share this video of course, and then also subscribe to my channel. Now let us get started. So let me give you some 5 tips on how to keep your budget. So guys, 1, for persons who haven't started budgeting, I have the budget on my website moniquefarkason.com, right? So just go on my website. I'm going to leave the link in the description. Download your budget. Now if you have downloaded the budget and you populated it and everything like myself, you're probably come on, you're probably a struggle, because it is one thing to have these wonderful dreams and aspirations as it relates to budgeting, but it's just another thing to keep it, because it is a struggle on a monthly basis. So I'm going to tell you some tricks that I use, and trust me, I am not perfect when it comes on to budgeting, because if y'all see my table right now with all these impulse spending, but I still do try to keep as close to my budget as I possibly can. All right guys, so tip number 1, this is one of the most important things that you can do, and that is plan ahead. All right, when I say plan ahead, I don't mean in your head, plan on paper. So you see, like me, what I do is I always have some sticky notes and I always have like a notepad. So plan ahead. When you're going to the supermarket, you take your pencil and your little note and you write down everything that you need. So write down all of the stuff that you need. So before you go to the supermarket, look in your cupboards, look in your drawers, look everywhere, and then you write down all the stuff that you plan on purchasing. You see, when you don't plan ahead, when you're going to the supermarket, guys, everything on God's children you're going to see and you're going to want to pick up. At least for me, because my weakness is food. So when I go to the supermarket, I'm always picking up more than I actually need, and sometimes I go in and I come out and what I initially went for, all no, it don't reach in my trolley. So plan ahead. So write your list, plan ahead. Now, second tip, only bring the amount of money that you will need. All right. Now, this one is a little bit hard, especially in the digital world. But for me, living in Japan now, and this will change more than likely when I move from Japan. But in Japan, funnily enough, is a very cash heavy society. So they use a lot of cash, and even some places that I will go, they don't even accept cards, right? So it had me unlearn certain things, because when I was back in Jamaica, I did not carry cash on me. Me never carry cash. Me never want nobody come pick my pocket and then them find no and zero cash. If you come, I see me broke. So what you gonna do is me or you, we're gonna steal from each other, because me not have no money for me. So it's either you gonna give me the money where I steal or something. But I did not bring cash, right? But here in Japan though, I find myself that I will bring some cash. But if you want to stick to your budget, you bring only the amount of cash that you will need. Now, if you are in a country that you were like me before, that you don't like cash, because even when I'm in Japan, honestly, I don't like bringing cash. But what you should do, guys, is, you see, before you go to that place, you check your account balance, and you see that, okay, I am only going to spend $5,000, and then you just make a mental note of that in your head, and when you go out, you watch that bill and you ensure that it does not pass the $5,000. Now, that is going to require a lot of discipline and just budgeting in general. There's no easy way to budget. That is going to require some discipline. So 1, plan ahead. 2, only bring the amount of cash that you will need, or you check the amount of cash that you're going to plan on spending, and ensure that you don't pass that mark. Okay, so those are the first 2 tips. Tip number 3. All right, so this one now, guys, is check back with your budget. So you see, throughout the month, so you plan your budget for the start of the month, and then throughout the month you check your budget. Check it, because this is one of the main ways where you know that, okay, I really am keeping abreast of what is going on my budget. So if you can probably use like a weekly thing. Some persons do it daily, you can do it weekly, but don't make it be more than say like every 2 weeks or something. I don't know, 2 weeks is a little bit too long in my opinion. So I would prefer that you check your budget either every other day or every week at least, right? Because it is very easy to overspend, because a lot of the times what I find is that I don't even remember some of the times, like the amount of money that I budgeted for something, right? I don't remember, and then it's like after the fact, and then I say, rotted, I said I have no money. And then that is when, you know, I really start remembering that, oh crap, I should have been spending this amount on this thing or that. You understand, that kind of thing? So ensure that you're checking your budget. And then the other reason too is sometimes you see some extra money and you think it's extra money because you forgot that, okay, you probably did owe something, or there is another bill that wasn't withdrawn as yet, and that kind of thing. So it's very important to, you know, recheck your budget, just to ensure that if you see something that looks like a little bit, oh yeah man, I'm a budget man and may have extra money, it might actually not be extra money. So check in with your budget on a weekly or every other day kind of basis, right? So those are 3 tips. Now, tip number 4. See this one now, you can even do this at the very start of your budget, and that is remove your savings and remove the monies for like pay your bills early and that kind of thing, because sometimes you have some bills, unless it is automatic, but some bills you can pay actually in advance, right? What I would say is, one, especially for your savings, because if you're going to be saving, if you're going to be investing, because remember that we in 2020 we're saving and investing, right? So take out the monies for your savings and your investing first, right? Savings and investing first, then go buy your shares and stocks and them kind of something there. Put your money in a whatever other thing that you're investing in, and then put your savings in another account, right? So if you have just one account, I would advise you to get multiple accounts, at least 2. So have one for like savings, and then have one for like your everyday spending and that kind of thing, right? Now the other one that you have for savings, that does not necessarily have to be a fixed deposit, because I personally don't like to just tie up my money. I don't like the idea of that, but if that works for you, that works for you, that's fine. But what I'm saying is at least have 2 accounts, right? So you see, at the start of the month at your budget, you know that, listen, I plan on saving $50,000 this month. You know what you do? As the month starts, you take out the $50,000 there and you put it in the other account. Do not wait until at the end of your budget and you're transferring over what you had intended or what you had budgeted to save. No. Draw it out, because that also forces you to have even more discipline. You know why? Because it's easy for us to just pinch off a little piece of our savings. But what we don't understand, and this is one of the things, you see, because we as humans, we generally speaking, we're very present people, right? And it is sometimes very difficult for some of us to look ahead and to envision things far in advance. But you are putting yourself at a disadvantage when you are not saving, because you see that little pinch for just very short-term satisfaction, you are gonna pay for it in the long term, and you won't even realize. Because the thing is, guys, every single decision that you make on a day-to-day basis is dictating what is going to happen to you in the long term. It's a very hard concept to grasp, but it is the truth. So you see, if today, this morning, for example, you decide that you're going to wake up 9 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock, that decision is going to dictate what happens in your future. It's as simple as that. If you decide that, okay, I'm going to skip exercise, I'm talking to myself now, skip exercise today, that decision is something that you're gonna pay for, you know, further down the line, and it's not worth it. So take out the savings them before the end of the month. So as the month starts, you take out your savings, you take out your investment, and you bite it through, and you will learn discipline. Trust me, you're going to learn discipline. And guys, before I give you the final one, this is the other thing about matcha too. You know, some of the times, because matcha is a suspension tea, you're going to learn something now, guys. So matcha is a suspension tea. So what that means is that it doesn't actually dissolve. What it does is, when you shake up this powder, it is suspended in the water. And you see, because the particles are so tiny, it would seem as though it has dissolved in the water, but no, that is not the case. What happens is that they're suspended, and then if you rest it for too long, it is going to settle at the bottom. So before you drink your matcha, you always have to give it a little shake, and then you can drink. Yes, I say, you know, so this one tastes real good, you know, because I can't stop drinking it. It's so refreshing. There is just something so warm and nice and just so green, and I don't know, guys, I love matcha. It's so good. But yeah, guys, that is my matcha break before the 5th and final tip for budgeting. So If you want to get your matcha, guys, remember you just head over to Petite Squares, petitesquares.com, and you get your matcha. And remember, guys, subscribe. So now let us move on to the final tip in how to keep your budget on a monthly basis. So tip number 5. Alright, guys, so tip number 5. This one is a little bit unconventional, but this one is mine. And this is something that has been keeping me in check, and that is keep your receipts. And you know why I'm saying to keep your receipts? Because I want you, because for me, right, it's a little bit of a trip. So at the end of the month, some of the times what I do is I will collect all my receipts and then, you know, put them into the different categories, like because I always go to like the same places. And then I will calculate like the amount of money that I always spend in the supermarket, Family Mart, and all them kind of stuff. They're like at different places in general, because you see on the budget now, you know, you will have things like food, groceries. But how I do my budget is that I just put this big category for just food and whatnot. I don't categorize it based on the places, and I just put like a big category for like eating out. I don't categorize it based on the places. So what I do is I will keep my receipts, because as I said, I go to the same places very often, and then like the convenience store is one of the places here that I go quite often, or I used to go quite often actually. And then I started to collect all my receipts from the convenience store, and then I realized that Rasta George has so much money because it's like every time that you're going to the convenience store, you're paying like $200, $500, $300. So it doesn't seem like a lot, right? And then it's like I'm always wondering how my food bills are high. But in general, my food bill high, you know, because as I said, I love to eat. But I was always wondering. And then when I look and I say, Kaka, I saw me like, and the thing is, I've just been going to the convenience store very, very often. So this helps me to keep my budget in check in this way where I know that, okay, I need to cut back on the amount of times I visit the convenience store. So this tip is really not necessarily to keep your spending in control directly, but it's indirectly keeping your spending in control when by realizing what you're spending your money on, so that you can cut back, right? If you understand what I mean. So I know that I was spending quite a bit at the convenience store because it's a $500, $200, and $300. They were adding up, and it was not very evident to me until I started to keep a handle on my receipts. And that is when I realized that, all right, Mom, convenience store, you need to stop. And that helped me. So yes, guys, those are my 5 tips and tricks to keep my budget for the month. There are many other tips and tricks, and what I would love for you to do is you can share yours in the comments below, and you please, guys, tell me if these tips have helped you, because that would be fantastic. And please share with me some of the other tips that you may have. And thank you so much for watching. And guys, remember, if you want to get your matcha, go over to my store, petitesquares.com. But yes, guys, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. And this is Matcha with Mo. So bye bye, guys. Mwah!